The Spiegel has landed. Almost. The Hustle, Friday, February 3rd, 2017. Brought to you by MVMT. As most anyone with an internet connection knows, yesterday that yellow button on your home screen publicly filed its IPO paperwork, providing the most detailed look inside the company and its financial guts to date. Here's everything you need to know in precisely 365 words. Why 365? No idea. Just felt right. The general facts. The company will be traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker SNAP and is aiming to raise $3 billion with its IPO. As of December 31st, 2016, Snapchat had 161 million daily active users, which is a lot of people. However, that number was up just 5 million from the end of the previous quarter. Almost all of Snap's revenue, 88% in quarter 4 of 2016, comes from North America. Snap lost $514 million last year, $372 million the year before, and warned that it may never achieve or maintain profitability as it plans to continue investing heavily in its business. It's figuring out how to generate revenue, though. In 2016, Snap brought in $404.5 million, a 589% increase over 2015. The one fact Snap wants investors to remember: Snapchat is sticky as hell. The average daily user opens the app 18 times a day and uses it for 25 to 30 minutes. And, perhaps more impressive, 60% of users create snaps and or use its chat feature every single day of their godforsaken lives. The one fact Snap wants investors to forget: Snapchat's growth slowed 82% after Instagram's stories launched. 82%. We'll leave you with this. There's obviously a ton to talk about here. And don't worry, we'll break everything down in the coming weeks. For now, however, let's keep things simple with a Snapchat versus Instagram debate. Pick a team and join us in the comments section for some discussion. Team A. When it comes to social media apps, all it takes is one innovative feature and you're back on top. And so, while Instagram Stories has undoubtedly stolen Snapchat's thunder, let's not freak out just yet. Plus, Snap has a great brand. It's all about the brand. Team B. Instagram's ability to copy Snap's features and launch them to a larger audience is a massive concern. Why build my following on two apps when Instagram offers everything I need? Influencers everywhere. Social media and debate. WhatsApp's update will save you from dying of embarrassment. New features that the messaging app is testing in their latest beta version include a location tracker, similar to the iPhone's Find My Friends, and, drumroll please, the ability to unsend messages. Holy shit, guys! To think of all the times we could have used this. Actually, let's not go to that dark place. The update would be a godsend, considering that nowadays, if you say something stupid, you can't even sneak into someone's house and wipe their answering machine, like the premise of that one episode of every 90s sitcom ever. As far as we know, the ability to revoke or edit messages would be available as long as the person hasn't viewed the text. The only thing close we accident-prone typers have had in our arsenal is the undo feature in Gmail that lets you put up to a 30-second lag time on emails to allow you to retract them. It's in the settings if you don't have it enabled yet. However, you won't be totally in the clear. A deleted message will be replaced with a note: "Sender revoked the message," so the other person might not know exactly what you said, but they'll probably know it was regrettable, which will likely just make them want to know even more. Social media. Hey, never mind. Classic underdog story. Just how fast will electric vehicles take over the market? The predictions vary, but it looks like fossil fuels may need to start worrying sooner than they may think. A recent report from the Grantham Institute for Imperial College London and the Carbon Tracker Initiative found that electric cars and solar energy may have fossil fuels on the ropes, halting its global demand growth by 2020. Because the greatest threat is the one you don't see coming. It seems like the fossil fuel industry may be underestimating the rapid growth of clean energy. Both BP and the U.S. Energy Information Administration, EIA, predict that fossil fuel demand will continue to rise well into the 2040s, despite the emerging studies. Specifically, BP says it's not Teslas in the U.S. It's the growing middle class in the developing world that will be buying their first cars that run on traditional fuel. However, the Grantham study asserts that oil producers' business as usual philosophy will ultimately be their downfall. So who's right here? Hard to say. Our inner optimists point to the falling cost of batteries and solar power, which has come down by about 85% in the past 7 years. But, as BP predicts, lagging infrastructure required to support things like charging stations may continue to give fossil fuels legs in developing nations. On the bright side, it finally seems less a matter of whether or not clean energy will win out, and more of a matter of when. Social media. We want to believe. I'm still here. Like Joaquin Phoenix's career rising from the ashes, or Oprah returning to primetime on 60 Minutes, everybody loves a good comeback. According to a new report by mobile analytics company Sensor Tower, Pokemon Go, Niantic Nintendo's unstoppable love child, broke yet another record by becoming the fastest app to reach $1 billion in revenue just over 6 months after its launch. Impressive numbers for a bright yellow electric rat, especially considering that the game didn't even launch in China, the world's largest mobile games market. Alright, maybe it's not a comeback per se, but no one can deny the initial hype feels like it started to fade after hitting 500 million downloads in September. For a little added perspective, the first generation of Pokemon games, Red, Blue, Yellow, and Green, for Game Boy sold a total of 47.5 million units after its release in 1996. At $30 a pop and adjusting for inflation, that comes out to about $2.2 billion in 3-ish years. Wait, 1996? Hard to believe that we saw our first Bulbasaur over 20 years ago. Social media. Never caught 'em all. Friday shower thoughts. Let there be light. Illumination by Keep. 1. A lot of people like big butts. Sir Mix-a-Lot's inability to lie is much more interesting. 2. Sneezing is like using sonar to find polite people. 3. Fitbits are just like Tamagotchis, except the whiny creature you have to keep alive is yourself. 4. I think we can all stop saying flat screen TVs now. They're all flat screens. 5. You must own a pair of pants before you can buy a pair of pants. Via Reddit. This edition of The Hustle was brought to you by MVMT. What time is it? Time to get a watch. Elementary school jokes? Love 'em. Almost as much as we love young brands with legendary stories and game-changing products. Take MVMT Watches, for example. The company was founded in 2013 by 2 college roommates who realized the industry was full of outdated business models, boring brands, and overly expensive options. After dropping out, the roomies raised over $290,000 on Indiegogo, highest-funded fashion campaign of the year, mastered e-commerce, and began selling badass watches for badass prices, $95 to $160 range. They did $1 million in revenue that first year, and 3 years later, MVMT is the fastest growing watch brand in the U.S. No, seriously, they did $60 million in revenue in 2016, which is insane. $1 million to $60 million in 36 months? They crush it on social media, make watches for both guys and gals, and every product they ship is sleek, minimal, affordable, and guaranteed to get you some compliments. So yeah, like we said, it's time to get a watch, and MVMT is the best option on the market. The Hustle. Subscribe, jobs, advertise, ambassadors, events. Kendall, see ya Monday. Baker, writer. Lindsay Quinn, smelling all the candles at Bed Bath & Beyond. John Havel, backseat editor. Lois Tess Gore, IQ evaluator. You opted in by signing up, entering a giveaway, or through divine intervention. 1381 9th Avenue, San Francisco, California, 94122 in the United States. 415-506-7210. Never want to hear from us again? Break our hearts and unsubscribe.